How's it going, guys? Token Vaping. So today's juice review is actually one that I've been wanting to do for a little bit, but as I'm trying to shorten the amount of time that my videos are so they're easier to watch, it tends to stretch out the amount of time it takes me to get through the various flavors that I'm able to acquire from different companies. So unfortunately, it does take me longer than I would like to get to different companies and their flavors, but it's, in my opinion, it's the most fair and easiest way to do things, because if a company is going to give me the privilege and honor to, do a review on their line, the least I can do is, devote a video to a flavor so that I can explain more about the flavor itself, how it tastes, how it vapes, things like that, to give you a much better understanding about it. In my honest opinion, that just feels like the right thing to do. So bear with me here. This is actually a flavor continuing off of a line that I did a while back. It is attached to, there was originally 2 flavors to this line, and 2 more have gotten added to this. The flavor line is Dawnkraft. Now, if that looks familiar, sounds familiar, it's because I guarantee you've heard of the main company. Dawnkraft was created by an amazing person that I've had the opportunity to get to know a little bit, talk to on and off for a while. She's Donnie D on Instagram, but she is the main mixologist for Vapor City Sauce. Now, if you know anything about vaping at all, you've heard of this company. They're based out of Sussex, New Jersey. Just an amazing group of people. You will not find a more passionate, a more supportive, a more advocate fighting group of people for vaping as Vapor City. And before that gets me into trouble, that's not to say that there aren't other companies that care equally as much, but these guys from day one have been all about vaping, supporting the community, fighting for vaping rights, things like that. Just a great group of human beings. And like I said, Donnie D is the main mixologist behind the Vapor City Sauce line. You can check that out at vaporcityplus.com. That's their retail site. There's a few other flavor lines that are attached to the company as well. This is one that she herself came up with. Obviously she's had help with it as well, but the first 2 flavors that were involved in this was pink and yellow, and I did videos on both of those, so you can check them out in my my video history. This is a new one that was added to this line, and it's called the Tiff. Now this one here is blueberry, strawberry, and exotic acai with creamy coconut milk swirls. So it's definitely unique. It's definitely a little different. It's definitely going to hit a taste preference that some people may not even realize that they had, which is what companies are going for, is finding unique variations on flavors, making something a little bit different about a flavor that will catch you off guard, so that you're not expecting something plain, bland, normal, things like that. This is the bottle that I was able to acquire from the expo. It has the name of the company right there. The line is Dawnkraft DK. Name of the flavor is the Tiff. Has the warning and ingredient labeling here as well. The nicotine is a 0.3 and a 6. This is a 3 as always, and it's a 60 ml bottle. Now again, they're not worried about how much nicotine you can cram into a flavor. They're not worried about how much nicotine you can suck out of something and put it into your system. That's not what vaping's about. Yes, it is necessary to a point, but it's more about the enjoyment of the vape and the enjoyment of the flavor. So, as you can tell, it does have a child safety cap on here for security purposes. However, obviously you can't just pour this into a dripper. If you have a unicorn bottle, it makes it easier, but what's cool is they also provide the nozzle tip as well. Now, it is a little bit wider than some people like, as opposed to unicorn bottles that have the thinner tips on them. So, it just really comes down to whatever you're comfortable using. But the fact that they do at least offer it with the bottle, that does show that it's kind of cool. So it's going to be a first vape, first review. It is on a fresh wick, and as always, the cotton of my choice is Texas Tough Cotton. As always, like I say, it works really well for me. Once you find cotton that works for you, I definitely say stick with it, because you get adjusted to how it works, you get adjusted to how it vapes, you get adjusted to the taste off of it. So you don't really want to keep jumping around different things like that. But this I like the most. The biggest thing I like about Texas Tough Cotton is that even on a first vape, it doesn't have a very strong cottony taste. So you're pretty much getting basically all flavor right out the gate. So that's awesome. So on Instagram, it is Texas Tough Cotton, and I will put the link to the store to purchase in the comment box below as well. So we're going to go ahead and bust this open. And definitely has a nice undertone of the coconut. I do smell that. And the blueberry, the strawberry do blend mix. The acai is going to be the one that's a little different. I will admit I'm not a huge expert on acai berry. I haven't had a whole lot of things with it in it. So as to whether or not it's an accurate portrayal of that flavor, I would be hard pressed. Now, I don't know the exact, I wasn't informed the exact mix ratio, but going by the fluidness of it, I'm going to put this at about a 70-30. At the most 75-25, but usually most 70-30 mixes usually have about the same consistency. So I'm going to go ahead and juice this up. Now, before I get into vaping it, I just want to remind everybody, I know I say this in all my videos, but I feel like it needs to be stated. I don't want people to think that because, or I feel that because I do video reviews or have the opportunity to do video reviews, you know, that I feel like my word is better than somebody else's. That's not the case. I don't see myself that way. I don't consider it that way. I'm blessed enough that I'm able to do these, but I would like to think that, you know, in some small way that they've helped at least a few people out there decide whether or not they want to try a flavor that they may not be able to have access to regularly just because a shop near them doesn't carry it, or they don't, it's not a flavor that they normally would have thought of, so they just don't think about it. I'm just trying to give a more informative base to go off of so that you can decide if it's a flavor that you might want to consider giving a shot, because there's something about it that sounds like you'd like it, or if it's just something that you're like, I heard about that, oh, but I'm glad that I found out that's what it is because I don't like that flavor. I'm not trying to impose it on anybody. I'm not trying to force it on anybody. I'm just trying to help people understand more about the flavor options that are out there in the world. So that's all I'm going with. So hopefully people don't take what I'm doing as, you know, me trying to force it on somebody or trying to make you feel something that you don't. So I'm going to go ahead and cap this up. And as always, I'm vaping at 75 watts. So this is the Tiff from the Dawnkraft line. Okay, so as always, you can definitely see that the clouds are good. You know, dense clouds always help because for a lot of people, it means that they feel like they're getting more out of it. Now, for me, I kind of feel the same way too. I'm not sure if it's a mental thing as much as it is just when I'm vaping, it just is that the visual of seeing, you know, a nice cloud discharge off of an enjoyable flavor. But the clouds off this are definitely dense. They're not wispy. They're not weak. You don't feel like you have to take a power hit just to get a decent cloud exhale off of it. Okay, so flavor-wise, I will say right off the bat, it is very smooth. Especially off of a first vape, there is no throat hit. So being a person who doesn't like that, this definitely is a plus in its favor. Now, flavor-wise, it is definitely a lighter mix. if you're looking for like a heavy vape flavor or something that has a really strong punch to it, this, I would still say try this flavor, but it may not be strong enough for you. Now, off the first vape, you definitely taste blueberry. It is a strong enough flavor that definitely does pop, but it does blend nicely into, a strawberry mix. I would say the acai does benefit and enhance that as well. The coconut milk swirl, now it's not going to be a strong coconut. Now, I know there are a lot of people out there that aren't big fans of coconut, but it's more of a milky undertone. But I believe that going with the coconut aspect of it gives it a little bit of a twist so that it doesn't just come off like a cream or like a yogurt type thing. Because, there's a lot of flavors out there that have that in it, and sometimes it is easy to burn out on it. But it does have a nice milky finish to that. So altogether, it's actually a really enjoyable, I would almost put it at kind of like a smoothie style. But it definitely has a nice exotic feel to it. So it's definitely worth trying out. Even if you're looking for something a little different, but not going too outside your safety zone, because there are a lot of vapors like that. This definitely is a nice break from the norm, but without going too extreme. So definitely give it a shot. Like I said, you can go to vaporcityplus.com. This is the Tiff, and they are on vaporcityplus.com, Instagram, Facebook. I believe they're on Twitter, and you can email them directly. But regardless of anything else, Donnie D, Vapor City, thank you guys so much. It is always an honor to be able to contribute to you guys, to help you guys out, and to see what all you guys are doing to help make vaping more enjoyable for the world at large. So it's definitely a huge honor, and it's definitely a huge privilege. So I am eternally grateful to you guys for that. As always, guys, I'm Token Vaping. I'm here on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Pinterest. Anything that I can do to help further enhance your vaping experience and make it more enjoyable for you, honestly, that is the only reason why I do this. So if there's anything that I can do to help you guys out, definitely hit me up. Let me know. I will do everything in my power to do what I can to help you out. Until next time, though, always remember, no matter what, beginning of the day, middle of the day, end of the day, vape on, vape strong, and always try to have a good day.